What's good, Game on Wisconsin? Welcome back to another episode of Coast to Coast Packers here on Victory Monday 4. How are you feeling today, Amar, on this Victory Monday?
I was feeling pretty good yesterday, and today I'm feeling a little better, a little rested, a little tired. But man, that was an amazing game. I knew that I was good, man. I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting it to be more of a shootout, and our team showed up, and I'm really looking forward to Houston and the Texans and having them come to Green Bay and see how they do. How about you? How are you feeling? How was your Sunday?
Good, man. My wife and I have been really trying to find our traditions for Packer Sunday,
Okay.
and because it's like my family had their traditions. Those are some of my best memories of my childhood, all cramming into my grandparents' little living room to watch on their big old glass tube TV.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I want to make some of my own traditions with my own family now, right? I got my little 14-month-old son, and he
Right.
sees me. He sees me getting excited for the game. He gets all pumped up with me, and
Love that.
so we found some foods and stuff like that, man. So I just like it. I got an amazing wife, man. We're gonna start building these traditions, and we're gonna start inviting guests, and we're planning, I think, an all-day Thanksgiving party
Okay.
for football.
Mm-hmm.
And as if any of you have watched my content, prayers in the Church of Cheese, I live in an old church, so my podcast studio and my content creating studio is the old sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
So the plan is I got a nice long table to set up a Thanksgiving meal or a potluck meal. Then I'm gonna get a projector and a screen, like just hang a sheet up or something and project the games all day long on Thanksgiving, and just invite people to come over and sit at the table and eat and watch a little football. So just Bernie doing a little brainstorming and dreaming is I guess what I'm doing right now.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, man. I think it's amazing that you're already thinking of ways of creating memories with your son and with your family, and like that's absolutely amazing. I tried getting the girls into it. They were into it for a little bit. They support, but they know I get crazy when I watch the game, so they're always like, we'd rather be on our iPads. I'm like, all right, that's fine. Maybe when you get older, maybe you'll start feeling it. Maybe not. Who knows, right? But I hear you, man. Like, this past weekend we were in Deep Creek, Poconos area, which is like about 3.5, 4 hours away. We rent out an Airbnb with our friends. Every year we do this for our, Indigenous/Columbus holiday weekend, and so that's where we were up there from like Friday night through today, which was perfect. So, it's like 5 guys, and then our wives all like went to the same. They're all in the same sorority in college. So basically, they've been friends forever, and then all the guys became real good friends. And then all our kids basically get along very well, right? So it was like 14 kids, and needless to say, it was a pandemonium, but it was a lot of fun, and just hanging out with the fellas, having wings, having drinks, and just watching the game. And they're fans of everything, right? It was a good ass time. So I have to go back and watch the game again because I do remember it, but I don't remember it. I remember all the good things, but I would have to go back and watch the all 22 and just see, some things that I know I probably missed because I was too hyped up from the game, and God knows what beverages I was having.
Yeah, you know what? I had some time today. I should have put the damn game on because it aired on my Fubo package that I have, so I can I can record all those things. Right. And I decided to watch put a scary movie on while I was doing some cleaning today, but I should have put the game on. It's spooky season, man. Well, I got to celebrate a little bit once in a while. But hey, before we get into our NFL wrap up, just gonna hit up the comment section here. Most hated Minnesotan. Go Pack, go! What's up, man? True North Packers fans. Sup, boys? How's it going, True North? Happy Canadian Thanksgiving. Is that today?
Thanksgiving, yep. I was like, okay. That was on the 14th. Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Today, yeah.
Heath Soder Sunday was just the start of the Romeo Dobbs Redemption Tour. At least 11 more stops. That's what I like to hear, man.
Hell, yes. Let's freaking go.
Oh, craft dinner, eh? And Heath Soder says, All right, man. Hey, thanks for everyone joining us. Before we get into that NFL wrap up, too, I got to give a shout out to our sponsor, Tundra Town Clothing Company. I'm just rocking the Green Bay football tradition,
Yep.
excellent trucker hat from them. Amar's rocking that Green Bay, Wisconsin Tundra Struck
Yep.
shirt, and all their shirts are 100% cotton, printed in Green Bay. Go check out all their gear at tundratownClothingCo.etsy.com. I think I'm gonna have to go order that sweatshirt for my
Okay.
the winter warning, and then I'll rock it and show it off in person. But hey, if you head over there to Tundra Town and check out their clothing and you want to buy something, use our discount code Game On Wisconsin, Game On We, and save yourself a little money. The trucker hat that I'm rocking also comes in this color right here, just a little bit different, gray white back, and the front patch is a little different.
Okay. Okay.
But okay, and then we do have a second sponsor, and that is with Ultimate Autographs. Go check out what they do at ultimateautographs.com. Buy yourself in a ticket to a break room and win yourself something, or just straight up buy your break box. It's a mystery gift. It's going to be autographed. It's the product, like the money that you spend, what you're going to end up with is typically can be sold probably 2 or 3 times more than what you bought, but it's a mystery. So you could end up with like a Kirk Cousins autographed Vikings jersey and hate your life. But you could probably find some crazy lunatic Vikings fan and rip them off and sell it for. That's what I would try to do at least. And use our discount code if you head over there to Ultimate Autographs Wisconsin 15 to save yourself 15% on a break box.
And I need to get me a break box. I've been slacking here, but I need to get me one. See what kind of luck I have here.
Yeah, I'm going to be getting myself one maybe for Thanksgiving. I'll be grateful for a break box.
I like that.
But hey, if you want one of those, reach out to us. We'll give you a referral link because that can actually get us over here at Coast to Coast a little bit of commission if you want to buy a break box. So if you do want a break box and you want to help us out, just reach out. We'll give you that referral link. All right, man. Got through that now. Business is done. NFL Week 6 wrap up. I just got the games pulled up here. I'll go through them as they roll up, and we'll just spend a minute or two on each game.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, as always, start on that Thursday night game. 49ers right the ship, take control of the NFC West. Purdy throws 3 touchdowns. 49ers, I think they're going to be an up and down team all season.
Yeah, I think the Niners, man, they lucked out on that game. I mean, there was a couple touchdowns that were called back for some kind of BS penalties by the Seahawks. I think that DK Metcalf could have probably had a bigger game than what kind of occurred. I do feel like the Niners had control of that game from beginning to end. I mean, you know, they are a team that's gone through some attrition. And you know what? Like, they've gone through these ups and downs. And it's just – I think the one thing I can take away from the Niners game is Michael Wright comes in there as their kicker. He hits all his field goals. And we're still struggling with my boy, Narv Dog over here, still missing one a game. And unfortunately, his numbers are – he's the worst kicker in the league right now. So seeing these kickers come literally off the street, work out for a week, go into games and hit all their kicks, it's starting to piss me the fuck off, dog. It's really annoying. But that game in particular, you know what? We play the Seahawks this year, okay? And we play the Niners this year. So we do have the NFC West division that we're going to be going up against. We've already beat the Rams, right? And we just beat the Cardinals. So it would be great to sweep that division if we can.
Absolutely. And that Niners game, man. Hey, I'll be at the Seahawks game in December.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That Niners game is looming large on the schedule. Then we had an early game on Sunday, Jags, Bears. Hey, some people are criticizing the Bears about, well, you've only beat, 4 1-win teams, but at the same time, you got to beat those teams, right? Those are the teams you're supposed to beat. They've beat the teams they're supposed to. So they head into a bye week and then they come out against the Commanders. But hey, Caleb Williams definitely showed off his arm talent in that game. Jaguars, pack it up. Your season's over as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, that game, I really thought Doug Pearson was coaching for his job. And for them to come out the way they did and play as poorly as they did. I mean, yeah, I get it. Like, Trevor Lawrence hasn't had the greatest year. He's, I think, 0-10 since last year. And that's win-loss records, right? Now, I don't put all win-losses on him because, hey, man, he had multiple guys. Like, Gabe Davis must have dropped 2 touchdowns, hit him right in the hands. So, as a quarterback, we've seen that with Jordan Love, where you have dudes that are kicking ass. But unfortunately, you have a quarterback that's doing everything he can, but if the receivers are running bad routes or they're not even catching a damn ball, there's only so much you can do. And I do think they need a new voice, a new coaching staff in Jacksonville. Chicago Bears, they beat up, like you were just saying, they just beat up on another shitty team. And I know that our resume right now, the teams that we beat haven't been the greatest. I get that. But, the Chicago Bears are riding high right now, being this crappy team. That's fine. I can't, this game coming up, I think is going to be, they have a bye week this week, right? And I think after the bye week, after our bye week, we see them. So, and that's going to be down like in November, right? So, so we got a little bit away, you know what I'm saying? But like, I'm telling you, like, Caleb Williams, he woke up a little bit. Again, I saw Darnell Savage out there giving up touchdowns and shit. So, I'm not impressed. I'm really not impressed. The one team they played that was good got their asses handed to them.
Yeah. And like I said, right, they're going to go into their bye week and they come out of it. And I don't know if they go to or host, but it's against the Commanders.
Yeah.
So we're going to see the 2 top rookie quarterbacks go at it, man. Both teams are 4-2 right now. I think the Commanders play next week, but that's a game that'd be worth checking out. And then, hey, Joe Flacco notches another win on that career total. Colts take down the Titans 20-17. Titans, your season's about over as well. In my opinion, pack it up. But hey, Colts are 3-3. Can we see Joe Flacco in the playoffs again?
You know what? I think it's kind of weird where like Flacco comes in. He's a veteran, right? And he's taking this team and he's making some really good producers out of, Josh Downs. And this is them playing this way without Jonathan Taylor. Michael Pittman had a pretty good game too. And Flacco is a true pocket passing quarterback, right? And then you have Anthony Richardson, who has every physical skill, trait, talent that you want a quarterback to have. But his biggest bugaboo is staying healthy. And like, if he can stay healthy, this guy would be unstoppable. But unfortunately, health has been a problem for him since high school, I think. So with that being said, it's like, all right, well, what do you do? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't like bench him. You invested a top 10 pick in him, right? But like Flacco's winning you games, and he's doing it by running the offense well. So I don't know. I think Shane Steichen is going to have a real conundrum on his hands about how he goes forward. Because I know Richardson basically he said it. Richardson's healthy, he's playing. So I get it. But like, and then for Titans, man, not that Brian Callahan is what in over his head, but if you are not finding ways for your $90 million wide receiver to get targets in Calvin Ridley, then what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like, he was pissed after the game. He was very, very like, he let loose on how he felt about the game plan and about what's been going on. I don't blame him. And I think Callahan needs to make a decision. Like, you're going to keep starting Will Levis, and he's definitely not it. Put in Rudolph in there and just see what happens. And if you can run the offense, if you want to run, then you might got a chance. But I don't know. That AFC,
too bad they didn't have Malik Willis to run that offense.
You know what's funny? They probably messed that up too, because they don't. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the offense like we do. They don't have a head coach, right? So I don't even know if Willis would be able to do anything there because he looked all right in preseason. He didn't look that bad. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, that was a game of it was like a shit show game. Flacco just showing that he can still get it done. Keith still zing it. So, hey, man, mad respect to him.
Yeah, absolutely. Then we had the Texans just beat the crap out of the Patriots. Patriots are gonna be the league's punching bag, I think, this year. But hey,
Yes,
May played pretty well, right? Drake
I thought so.
May,
Yeah.
and that was his first start, right? Was that
Yep.
his first start? He threw 3 touchdowns. So maybe the Patriots steal one later in the season. But hey, Texans, that's a big win. They improved to 5-1. They're coming to Lambeau next week.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's shaping up to be a good one there.
I think with that, like Houston played against a Patriots team who we knew was in a complete rebuild. Like we know that, right? But the fact of the matter is that even though they're in a rebuild, it doesn't matter because you still need to come out and produce. Drake May, yeah, he's a rookie, but even guys like Connor Rogers and the guys on the Roto World Football Show are saying that he gives you things that like Jacoby just can't give.
Yeah.
He has the ability to push the ball downfield. He can make moves with his legs. And honestly, the offensive line for New England is so shot right now. They need someone that's going to be a little more mobile because Jacoby's not mobile. He's literally like Joe Flacco. He's a statue, dog. He just sits there and he takes hit after hit after hit. And he ain't built like that. And it might be trial by fire for May, but if they can keep him healthy and they can just kind of stay on top of him, dude, he could do something, man. To be honest, he could turn into a good quarterback, but you just don't want him to get shell shocked. And then on the Houston side, Joe Mixon comes back and he acts like he never got hurt. That's what I'm worried about because they lost Nico Collins, which I think was a real big miss for them. Yeah. But they still got Tank Dell. They still got Stefon Diggs, which I can't wait. That's what I'm waiting for. That's the pop that I'm getting ready for. Jair Alexander against Stefon Diggs. That Diggs was talking so much shit in that Bills game when they played back in 2022. I want that. I want all that smoke. I want all that action. I want him to be running his mouth. I want Josh just to shut his ass up and not wait. And we didn't even talk about that, but just looking at the way our defense played yesterday, they had 2 rookies starting, right? They had Evan Williams starting in the safety position. They had Bullard in the nickel, right? You have Nixon playing outside. You have Jair playing outside, and then you're basically rotating Stokes in, and then Valentine got no touches. If that's what this defense is going to be like with those guys, and that's a lot of rookie talent that's out there, dude, A, Goody killed it on the draft again, and B, Hafley is a fucking genius. So, sorry to digress, but I just think it's going to be great, man. I cannot wait till Sunday. Like, I'm hype about our win. I'm already looking forward to the next game.
Man. That's next weekend, right? That's our chance for a signature win. And
yes, we need it too. Because then after that, Jacksonville. Who cares about Jacksonville, right? Then
we got to show up though, man.
You got to show up. Yeah, exactly. You can't play down the competition, right? And then you got Detroit, bye week, Chicago, Niners. I mean, that's where you're gonna start seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like you have Detroit and you have the Niners coming up. Other games that are going to be that you got to show up. You got if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, right? So it is what it is.
And right now, one of the best teams in the NFC South is the Buccaneers. They beat the crap out of the Saints. Baker absolutely balled out yesterday. But Saints, man, they were really excited after the first 2 weeks. They've lost 4 in a row. It's not looking good for them.
No, I mean, with Derek Carr going out and him being out for 4 weeks now with a oblique injury, yeah, they're in trouble. Spencer Rattler was an amazing talent coming out of high school. He's pretty decent in college. But, yeah, like he's a rookie kid that's out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then Olave went out right in the beginning of the game with a concussion. So you knew the Saints were going to have the backup against the wall already. And on top of that, Tampa's team, they got back Antonio Winfield Jr. They got back another safety. They got healthy at the right time. And they didn't even need it because Baker Mayfield is playing his ass off right now. He is playing outstanding. And the Rashad White didn't even play, and Bucky Irving, the rookie, and then you got Sean Tucker, I think another rookie. I think he's a rookie. No, he's a second-year guy. Man, Baker is just killing it right now, and I love it. I'm so happy for him because he's gone through so much, right? And
I'm so stoked for Baker, man. All the bullshit he's been through, he's got this chance, and he's revitalized his career. And talking about him, it makes me just want to jump into this next game where the Browns lose to the Eagles 20-16. Heath Soder says, "Thank goodness I'm not a Browns fan."
Oh God, yeah.
The do you think the Browns just like part ways with Watson at the end of the season and just bite the bullet and just move on? I don't
I
know
don't blame
what
them.
they do.
I don't blame
I
them.
wouldn't I wouldn't blame them. But at the same time in this game, like the Eagles only win 20-16. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, man, I want another shot at the Eagles. I want another freaking
Oh,
shot
yeah.
at the Eagles, man.
100%. Eagles and the Vikings, dog. I said it like a few days ago. I can't wait to go to Viking, Minnesota, dog. What
Yeah.
day is that's gonna be the week? That's gonna be the second to last week of the season. Yeah, I want to smoke them in their house again, dude. I am just, I'm just so sick of them. I'm just so sick of it. And you're right. Like if we play the Eagles in Philly or in Green Bay, we beat them. We don't. That
Yeah.
Brazil shit fucked us up. But we play them over. We play them just domestically. Game over. And honestly, like the Browns are like in games in spite of their offense. Like they were
Yeah.
scoring on defense, they were scoring on special teams, they were scoring every which way, dog. Like honestly, yeah, if I'm them, I don't even at this point I am benching Watson because I don't want him to get injured. He's gonna get his money anyways. He has a fully
Yeah.
guaranteed contract, right? So why keep playing him, right? You put Winston in there, see what he can do. And now Winston can't do shit. You go back to Watson, you play him out the whole year, right? You cut
Yeah.
him, you eat your, you eat your coals, you eat your, you eat your medicine basically, and you take your medicine for a year, have dead cap just like we did with Rodgers, and then you build back up. And you hope that you could, if you do this and you get one of the top picks in the draft, now you have a choice. Like, the quarterbacks coming out this year aren't going to be that great. Maybe Quinn Evers, right? Like
No.
maybe something like that. But the truth is that you're playing for the future, and that team as a whole, minus their quarterback, is actually a really good team. Like they
Yeah.
have talent everywhere.
Oh
Even
yeah.
Deshaun Watson's he wasn't a bum, but he's a bum now, which is
Yeah.
kind of crazy to say. Like you never thought that you would say that about a guy who played. They literally had the Kansas City Chiefs against the rope on the ropes when he was in Houston.
Yeah.
And then now
Do
you
you
look
think
at
he just got lazy and out of shape, stopped watching film, and like because he didn't play that year, he just
people are saying
disconnected from the game or what?
you know what? Like there's a lot of I'm not gonna say haters, but there's people that have said that like in the off season when he should have been practicing, when he should have been rehabbing, when he should have been working with his Cooper and like with Cherry Judy and things like that. He was out on private jets, PJs, seeing the world, right?
Yeah.
And when you say that, it's kind of like, all right, well, was he just like you said, he got paid and he just was focused on just having a good time instead of actually focusing on his craft, right?
Yeah.
Like Jordan got engaged, he did his trips, but he still was getting his work in with his guys, right? He knew he was getting paid this year and he was still getting his work in. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that's ever going to stop. I don't think he's ever going to be like, okay, guys, yeah, we don't have to worry about working out this offseason. I don't see that ever being his thing, right? And the thing with Watson was like he had always good work ethic when he was in Houston and Clemson. So it's not like he doesn't have it. I just don't think he cares anymore. I mean, he went through a lot. Like I'm saying, like all his accusations, but basically, allegedly was accused of a lot of things, right? Sexual assault, violence, all kinds of stuff, right? And for him to come through now and gone through all that, and then not saying exonerated, but just wasn't found, liable for those situations. Here we are now, and it's like maybe his head's just not there anymore, right?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like, I
Yeah,
don't think you get that many accusations
yeah.
out
I
doing
mean,
some
there's
weird
some smoke.
shit,
There's some a little
Um,
smoke. There might be some
so
fire, dog. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that's a lot. There was a lot of smoke, and it probably did fuck up
Mm-hmm.
his psyche,
Yeah,
to get all his bullshit thrown back in his face,
yeah,
whatever did happen.
right.
Um, you know, so yeah, man. I think Browns fans are over it, and
Oh, 100%. 100%.
but one game that I think entertained a lot of people: Commanders,
Oh,
Ravens.
yeah. Yeah.
Lamar and the King Henry, they balled out. They pulled it out
Unstoppable, man.
30-23. But
Yeah.
hey, man, this Commanders team, they look to be the NFC East team of the future. In my opinion.
Yeah, 100%. I just think that with the way the Ravens are playing right now, like the fact that they have losses on their resume with the Raiders and God knows what else. Like, just how do you lose these teams, right? But the truth is like, yeah, dude, like, end of the day, I'm just thinking, like, holy crap, like, that is probably the best quarterback running back combination right now. I mean, they're
Yeah.
leading the league in rushing. Like Derrick Henry's leading the league in rushing. He's also like has 8 touchdowns in 6 games. Dude, he's just it's that game, and the fact that Washington had a lot of things kind of go against them, and they still were in that game. It just shows you
Yeah.
like a respect that I think we should be giving Jaden Daniels, right? And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing like how Washington fares up against a Bears defense, which is still pretty good.
Yeah, it's that Commanders team. I'm looking forward to. I don't know who they play next week, so it's in 2 weeks because like next.
Oh,
week,
is it 2 weeks? Okay.
Yeah, because the Bears have a bye week next week.
Oh, that's right. I'm screwing up, man. Thank you.
Yeah. So in 2 weeks, man, I'll be interested to see that Commanders Bears game. No matter what happens with the Commanders next week. A game I didn't look too much into, but that was a Chargers Broncos game out there in the AFC West. Both Broncos are 3-3 now. Chargers are 3-2. Both those teams are probably thinking wild card right now behind the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah,
but we'll see, man. What those two teams can do.
I mean, Jim Harbaugh had a health scare. He had his heart rate increased exponentially to the point where he had to go into a blue tent in the beginning of the game.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, and he was fine, but definitely something was going on there, right? And like I think when it comes to the Denver Broncos, they have a pretty good defense. Bo Nix is still going to be learning; he's a rookie, right? And then when it comes to the Chargers, they have a really old but pretty solid team, and with that, they have a good quarterback, but they don't use him, and it's going to be interesting to see if they can keep playing the style of football throughout the year. Run heavy, very much like nip it up, play good defense, run the ball, throw when you need to throw kind of thing. I don't know. It's going to be because Greg Roman is a very predictable kind of coordinator when it comes to his play calling. And so because of that, I just feel part of me is like, the Chargers might get held back by the fact that Roman's not very innovative. But we got to wait and see, right? End of the day, like both those teams, it was like a snooze fest seeing those two teams play probably.
Yeah. And I don't really have a dog in that fight, to be honest with you. I have no attachments to either of those teams.
Yeah, I hear you.
But hey, Steelers, they pick up a big win on the road. They take the Raiders down 32-13.
Oh yeah, they messed them up.
Yeah, they did. And I love the Steelers defense just because there's like 5 Badgers running around on that defense. But as for the Raiders, everyone's still waiting to see if they trade Devontae. Will Devontae be a Jet, in the next couple of weeks?
I mean, I don't know, man. The way it sounds right now, they keep saying that they keep talking about how like that he may even stay a Raider, and they might figure things out. The way Antonio Pierce came out and said, "Hey, he's on my team right now. He's just rehabbing, and when he's ready to play, he'll play." So I don't know what that means, but I agree with you. Like if he does end up anywhere, it probably will be the Jets, right? Yeah. And looking at this Monday night game right now, Garrett Wilson looks nice. Lazard is still getting it done for Rodgers, but having hit Adams there, oh my gosh, I don't know, man. It's gonna be a whole other situation. So
wouldn't it be hilarious though if they traded like Alan Lazard and a first round pick for Devontae or something?
God. Dude,
I would laugh so hard if they were part of that same trade, Lazard and Devontae.
It's crazy too, because like Salah got fired, but like he wasn't the guy that threw 3 picks in that game against the Vikings, right? And he got blamed for it, right? And he was going to change the play. It's funny, they still changed it. Like they still demoted Nathaniel Hackett, right? Yeah. He was going to do that anyways. I don't know what the story is behind the scenes when it comes to like what was being talked, what wasn't talked about, what Rodgers knew, what he didn't know, kind of thing, right? But like, the truth is like, end of the day, that it's crazy. If Devontae does get traded there, how long does Rodgers play for the Jets? Like, is it just a 1-year thing? Is it multiple years, right? Because then if Devontae goes there and Rodgers plays there when he's there for this last year, and then he retires, then is it really worth it at that point? You know what I'm saying? Like, really? I don't know.
Yeah. Right. Good call on that. I didn't think about that. I think overall he ends up staying with the Raiders.
Probably.
But hey, then
Oh no, but
Lions.
not real quick about that game too. Real quick about that game.
Yeah.
Yes, Justin Fields notches another win. I'm not. It wasn't pretty, but he got it done. And he's doing his damn thing, man. I gotta respect it.
Steelers are gonna be in the playoffs again, man. It's just something they do. But then the Lions and Cowboys game, Lions took it to him, man. Mike McCarthy's days are numbered.
I think so.
But something else, man, is just like I feel so bad for the injuries that Aiden Hutchinson sustained out on that field. I read about it, and as soon as I read about it, I'm like, I am gonna avoid any clips or photos of it that might be out there. Yeah, man. Well, I don't know if you remember back in the day when I think it was like Ed McCaffrey on Monday night broke his leg. That was like the first time I remember watching a football injury live, where it's just gnarly. And they show that replay like 5 or 6 times. That I remember that Monday night. I'm just like, I remember sitting there like, God, why do they keep showing this? They don't do that anymore, man.
No, like it's crazy. Like, even in the game, they didn't replay it again. But like, if you remember the Spider Silva, Anderson Silva, he was fighting somebody.
Oh
right?
yes.
And remember when he broke his leg when he kicked the dude? And it happened to Conor McGregor too. Same thing. Okay.
Yeah.
It was basically like that. Like he was swinging around to go like bring down Dak, and one of his players comes through and hits his leg, and it just snaps right at the shin part. Yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to give you a visual. So it was broken tibia, and they're saying they inserted a metal rod, and so basically it's about 6 to 8 months recovery. So sucks, man. Like you don't ever want to see any player, including marquee all-star players like that, get hurt. You know what I'm saying? I understand he's on Lions. I hate the Lions, but when it comes to certain players on the Lions, when it comes to certain players on a lot of teams, I love him. You know what I'm saying? I love him and everything he represents. Everything he's about, he's a demon. He is a beast, and for them to lose him is a big hit. And on top of that, I think they just lost another guy too, Pecco. He lost Pecco or Kyle Pecco, their other defensive tackle. He tore his pec, so he's gone out too, right? And then you got Jonathan Allen over there in Washington, defensive tackle. We didn't talk about that, but he tore his pec, so he's done for the year too. So I'm just saying, like these injuries, man, they keep piling up, and you know what? Like the less these guys practice, the less they do certain things because what are the agreements they've made? These guys are gonna get hurt. But the truth is, NFL is a violent. Football is a violent sport. People are gonna get hurt. It's gonna happen. Like it just sucks. What I'm saying? We had to deal with it for our time when Jordan got hurt. These other teams could have to figure it out too. Same thing.
Absolutely. And
but they whooped their ass though. They whooped the Cowboys' ass. That was embarrassing as shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that was. It definitely was embarrassing. One of my best buddies is a Cowboys fan, and he was so pissed, and he's done with McCarthy. True North Packer fan says here, what if the Cowboys hire Saleh?
If they did anything, they would probably hire Robert Saleh as a defensive coordinator. I don't think they would hire him as a head coach, right? Yeah. I think Bill Belichick will be the one that goes over there.
Yeah.
Honestly, either they go Bill Belichick or they don't do a retread at all. And they get some young new mind that's an up-and-coming coordinator, i.e. Adam Stenovich.
Does Jerry Jones need certain measurables of his coaches as well?
I mean, there's a specific measurement that needs to be met. Hey, man. You do you.
What a weirdo, man. Okay. Falcons, Panthers. Falcons did exactly what they're supposed to.
Yes.
Like I said before, this is like the first time I'm enjoying watching Kirk Cousins win football games. For some reason,
Yeah.
And
he a Viking. That's why. Shit.
Yeah. Falcons, Buccaneers, man. That's going to end up being I think a race down the end of the season for the NFC. And one of those teams could be one of the teams that prevents the NFC North from taking all 3 wild cards as well. Because if you go look at the standings, at the pace we're winning the NFC North, even playing each other, we could end up taking all 3 wild cards.
Damn.
But like the NFC South, is because like the NFC East and the NFC West, man.
Yeah.
They're not that good of conference.
No, I just our division is probably one of the better divisions right now in football.
Yeah.
And when it comes to now, like when it comes to the whatchamacallit, when it comes to like you just said, Buccaneers and Falcons, that's definitely going to be
Yeah.
a race. The other teams at division suck ass. They're done, right? And then when it comes to like, I'm trying to really think like, okay. When it comes to like everybody else in NFC, right? Like,
Well, if
NFC
you look,
East,
well, if
like
you look at the
Washington.
NFC,
Yeah,
yeah, they're 4-2, right? Then you have the Eagles that are 3-2.
yeah,
Cowboys are 3-3. Giants are 2-4.
yeah,
Giants and Cowboys, I think they're going to miss the playoffs. We'll
yeah.
see. Eagles, Commanders, we'll see with those two teams how they pan out. That's where the East is sitting right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like right now, it looks like Commanders might take that division. Even though the Giants have been playing decent football in their defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. And then out west, right? They got the Niners leading that at 3-3. The Seahawks, who started out 3-0 within a 10-day span, lost 3 games and are now 3-3. And they have one of the most difficult schedules going forward. Cardinals, Rams,
Done. They're done. Yeah,
I
they're
think
done.
they're done.
Niners, like you just said, Niners gonna have the tough schedule, right? And then Seattle is very, very inconsistent right now. You don't know what you're gonna get with them, right?
Yeah. And so to then finish out the games that we had this weekend, Bengals saved their season. In my thoughts on Sunday night, beating the Giants 17-7.
Yeah.
Because Bengals were a team that were thinking, oh, Joe Burrow's back. We're gonna make another run to the Super Bowl. And it's been a rough start, but luckily the Bengals go to Cleveland to play the Browns next week. So the Bengals, man, they could pull, they go and they beat the Browns next week in Cleveland. They're at 3-4, 1 game below 500. Never say die in Cincinnati.
I hear you, man. I hear you. See, Cincinnati is one of those teams where like they were struggling with the Giants. The Giants were giving them a tough time there.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I think that when it comes down to it, if Joe Burrow if Chase and Higgins stay healthy, yeah, I could see Cincinnati making some noise, truthfully. But you never know.
Yeah. All right. Let's jump into just maybe some last thoughts. Yeah. Anything else? Maybe, because it's like you always got to have that 24-hour period to digest the game. You got to, there's like you check your social media right after the game. Later that night, then you got to wake up and see what people are thinking now, because there's the nerdy dudes in the social media world that are breaking down content and busting out their stats, and just so given all that time to get all that extra content, what are any thoughts, any things that stuck out to your man of the Packers Cardinals?
Okay, just a few things. I think we have a true running mate with Xavier McKinney and Evan Williams. Not only is he an amazing safety, but that play where he has James Conner dead to rights, and I feel like we've seen that play go the wrong way against us every freaking time, to where he takes it and he makes a short tackle, and then not only that, he's causing fumbles. I'm just impressed with him. I'm impressed with just the way we are. I'm just impressed with the way we are watching this team play on defense with these rookies, and Romeo Doubs coming back from everything he went through the last week and a half to have a 2-touchdown game. And not only that, but to see the team kind of huddle around him and just let him know, hey, man, we're here for you. You know what I'm saying? I love that. I thought that was amazing. And
absolutely.
Excuse me. And Jordan Love's back.
Yeah, baby.
Jordan Love's back. That's all I can say. He's back. Yeah. And, people might want to sit there and say, oh, his yardage wasn't good or blah, 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 and this and that or whatever, right? But I'm going to be like, yo, guys, end of the day, like, if he's getting short fields to sit there and score touchdowns, and he threw 4 touchdowns back-to-back games in Lambeau Field that has not been done since Brett Favre.
Hey, Hey, and we had 179 yards on the ground yesterday,
Yes.
too
Yes.
collectively. And I don't think that stands out to people because we didn't have like a 100-yard rusher, right?
Right.
Jacobs led the way with only 62 yards, but then Emmanuel Wilson, he had 54 yards.
Yep.
On 2 carries, Bull Melton had 27.
Yeah.
Chris Brooks had 4 carries for 21 yards.
Yeah.
So everyone was just chipping in. The ground game was effective. It was well thought out. 38 carries, 179 yards, 4.7 yards per carry. All our touchdowns came through the air, and there might have been a fifth one, right? We talked about that in the post game yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Melton doesn't slip on that route.
I'm sorry.
We might see a 2-minute drill end in a touchdown pass.
Yeah.
And so I'm pumped. I think we might have schemed not to try to chase Murray around too much.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like, we kind of contained him until, the whole pocket just fell completely apart.
Yeah.
And, but we didn't let Murray beat us with his feet. We held James Conner in check. James Conner, he got banged up yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, because I say he only got 7. He only had
I don't know if he got banged up. I think what happened was where the game script got way out of hand, so they couldn't be able to like really feature him like they wanted to, right? Same thing with Murray too. Murray had 4 rushes for 14 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, Halfley, once again, he got that team. Every second half defense that Halfley is coached right now, these guys have scored less than 3 points. 3 points or less every time. He shut out some people. I'm just saying, like, Halfley knows what he's doing. And we really did have Murray in the blender yesterday. He didn't know what to do. Yeah. And then I'm obviously losing, Ferrari, Marvin, Marvin Gaye hurt and all that. I get it, right? But like, truth be told, like, even if he was there, with the way we were getting our pressures and the way like offensively we were just clicking, what I loved the most about it was defensively we kept putting the pressure on them, but offensively, LaFleur didn't get away from the run game. Like you just said, ran for 170 yards, but it was a collective effort. But he didn't. He sometimes gets in this pass happy mode, and I was happy that he didn't do that. And I need LaFleur to keep channeling that every single week. Like, I don't care if we are up 3 touchdowns or we're down a touchdown. Don't get away from the run game. Don't just throw. Like, like you got Josh Jacobs there. Not just that, but you have so much talent that can grab the ball and just go with it. I mean, Jaden Reed, Christian Watson, you got Jacobs, you got Wilson. I mean,
Bull Melton,
Bull Melton. I mean, hell, Romeo Dobbs could probably do it too. I'm just saying, you have a lot of speed on that offense. Like, you have to utilize it every which way you can think of, because how does Kyle Shanahan offensively keep people on their toes? Because he does some random ass shit. I mean, he's literally giving the ball off to like Debo's getting it from the backfield. I see George Kittle taking the ball out, Kyle Juszczyk taking the ball out. I mean, you don't know who's getting the ball. You don't know where it's going to go.
Hey, Kraft for the QB sneak this weekend,
Kraft
right?
For the QB sneak, bro.
Right?
That was tight. I'm not going to lie. I was like, yo, what the hell did they just do? And I saw it. I was like, that was Kraft. I was like, are you crazy right now? I was like, oh, my God, my boy's in his bag. My boy's in his bag. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that play call. And I think that was the perfect time to try that out. We'll see if they bust it out again, or maybe they have Tucker Kraft do something else with the ball sometime.
Hell yeah, take the ball, fake it, and then do like a free flicker and send it back to Jordan. And Jordan takes and throws it down deep. You never know. I'm just saying, like, LaFleur's in his bag, man. That's all I know. And Christian Watson getting that touchdown over the top was so sweet.
Absolutely.
And 4th and 1 throw, he throws it on a rope. And like triple coverage, but he did in a way where he knew Watson was going to get killed this time. Man, Jordan was feeling it yesterday. He was feeling it, and
absolutely. And before we move on, I talk maybe exclusively about Jordan here for a little bit. Soder has some great points here. Defenses look better with Williams, Bullard, Cooper, and Brooks. Snap counts going up. Absolutely. Just keep it going. Just an injection of youth and athleticism, and just that dog. These guys all have like that dog mentality too.
It's funny, like Gain Cooper on the right next to Quay, 56, best thing that could ever happen. 100%, 120%.
Yeah, we'll see how what Quay's role looks like, if it changes at all throughout this season.
Yep.
But I don't know, man. This safety group, I think we're going to see Bullard more and more in the slot throughout the season, and using Williams and McKinney at those true safety spots. And then Soder also says 36-35 time of possession for the Packers. Nice. Absolutely, man. And that goes right into that run game, right? That time of possession, right?
Yeah.
And people are talking about, he didn't have the yards, right? Love didn't have the yards. That's because we had some great yards. We had 4 ball carriers yesterday that had a carry for over 10 yards. So that's, how often does that happen? You have 4 ball carriers, 4 guys with a carry that goes over 10 yards.
10-yard average, dude. That's insane. That's absolutely insane, man.
Yeah. So Jordan Love, though, right? Back-to-back games, like you said, with 4 touchdowns at Lambeau. He's looking better, moving around with his feet. I still don't think he's 100% yet. We're still going to see his best. So how high can Love fly, right? He's only played 3 games, but he is tied, right? He is tied for the league in passing touchdowns.
I think you just said you took my talking point. He missed 2 games. And he's second in the league in throwing touchdowns. That's absolutely amazing. That's absolutely amazing. And I'm just saying, like, when you look at the remainder of the schedule, it does fare pretty well with some defenses that we thought were going to be really good. They're not really that good. And it took Jordan It took him 7 games to get on his heater, right?
Yeah.
So maybe now, if he could follow up another showing at home, 3-4 touchdown game against the Houston Texans, who I feel like is a contender, but their defense is not as good as we thought they would be. But they still got some really good talent on that defense. I mean, you got Derek Stingley Jr., you got Jalen Petrie. These guys are absolutely amazing. These guys are probably marquee players at their position. And you still can't forget the fact that Daniel Hunter got traded there. He was a nemesis for us for many years in Minnesota, right? And, they have some talent over there on defense. And, the one thing that you know about these defenses, especially like the DeMeco Ryans, like Robert Saleh, those kinds of defenses, you can run on them.
Yeah.
And I think you want Jordan to have, I just want Jordan to be able to get every accolade known to mankind just so he can shut up all the haters, right?
Yeah.
But this is one of those games where, again, you have to really make sure you stay with the run game, because that's how you're going to keep moving the sticks. You're going to keep their defense gassed, and it gives Jordan opportunities for play action.
Yep. Absolutely. And, we have you kind of talked about the schedule earlier a little bit, right? We have the Texans and we go to the Jags.
Yep.
Then it's home against the Lions, and then we go into the bye week. So those are the 3 games. Texans at Jags, home against the Lions. Those are our next 3 games going into that bye week. If we win those 3, right? Jags is the game that should be a gimme. Should be, right? Any given Sunday, though, you play all the games for a reason. But think about that. If we win those 3 in a row, it'll be a 5-game win streak going into the bye.
Yeah.
Then you'd have marquee wins against Texans and Lions. If Love can lead us to victories in these next 3 weeks and get those marquee wins, and we would be then sitting at 7-2. I'm feeling like Love could start be talking about MVP at that time.
Easily.
Right? Especially if he keeps throwing touchdowns at the rate he's throwing touchdowns.
Yes. I agree.
So I'm liking it, man. I'm liking where Love is at. Just think about it. Just a few weeks ago, or just right after game 1, we were thinking to ourselves, oh my God, is our season over already? And then we were like, oh, pump the brakes, Jordan. Do you need to come back so fast?
Yep.
And now we're thinking,
now we're on the ride, dog.
Shit, man, he's gonna jump back into the MVP race.
Sign me up, baby. Sign me up.
It is insane. And so, I think everyone's feeling good about Jordan Love, and we're thinking he could probably be back in the MVP race. If he wins this next game, and he throws another 3 or 4 touchdowns next week against the Texans, that's going to be the next conversation. But so let's get into that a little bit. Maybe talk just a little bit about that matchup next week. You know, when this first popped up on the schedule, people couldn't believe that it wasn't going to be in prime time, and then some people were thinking it should be flexed. But at the same time, here's the bigger dilemma, in my opinion, is for your big football nuts. Vikings and Lions are playing at the same time. So that's to me the 2 biggest matchups of the weekend.
I agree.
Both at 10 a.m. West time here, or noon Central. It's gonna be
a lot of good football, man. It's almost gonna be one of those times you want to watch Red Zone just so you can kind of keep up with everything that's going on, right?
Absolutely.
But the truth is like I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how we fare against Houston, but also like watching the score updates, if any, when it comes to that Lions and Vikings game. It's gonna be must see TV. And but when it comes to the Texans, CJ Stroud, he's not a mobile quarterback, right? He's another pocket. So you know how like these last few times we've been playing these quarterbacks where you do mush rushes, right? Where you can't like go in hard on him because he can leak out and run for a first down or whatever, and break your back with a big run, right? CJ can run, but he's not going to run for he's not running like, Anthony Richardson or freaking Kyler Murray, right? He's running for first down and going down probably. But he's the kind of dude where he's a very, very cerebral quarterback. He's very smart. He knows blitz packages. He knows what's coming. So you have to really find ways to confuse him. And a lot of it has to do with zone, right? You have to play a lot of zone because you want to be able to kind of mix it up a little bit to where the zone man kind of come to play. And then you got blitzers coming in. And hopefully Hafley has – the thing with Hafley is I feel like every week is something different. Like we don't see the same play calls or packages that we normally would. Maybe I'm wrong, and I think Dusty could probably correct me on that. But truthfully, on defense, if we could find a way to make CJ Stroud uncomfortable, we have a shot. Like we have a real big shot.
Yeah. And we know that they just lost
what's his name?
Nico Collins. Yep. They lost. They
Number
still
one
have
receiver.
Tank Dell, right?
Yep.
Joe Mixon. He hasn't lost a step, right? You said that earlier this show. He had a big weekend. So yeah, it's gonna be a great matchup. Just like you said, this defense, this offense, we match up well. I think it starts with slowing Joe Mixon and getting to CJ Stroud. I would really love to see Rashawn Gary get going in this game.
He had 3 pressures, dude. He went from having no pressures to 3 pressures. So I'm like, you know what? Like maybe he's starting to come back on. And Houston's offensive line is pretty good, but it has some weaknesses, right? And you're probably gonna have Lucas Van Ness and Igambare all over Tunsil. And then on the other side, oh man, I forgot who the hell it is, but that's where Rashawn should eat. Rashawn should be able to eat on their right tackle. He should at least, right? And
Tyler Howard is
Tyler Howard, Houston kid. Tackle. He's a Houston kid. He's actually from. I think he went to play to Houston too. And he's not bad. Like he's pretty good. Sorry, I thought I heard like freaking my alarm for a second. And so but yeah, no joke. I think that defensively, we're gonna have to find ways to just keep the pressure on CJ. And I understand too, like CJ Stroud, the Houston Texans, they're a dome team. They're coming to Green Bay. They come with increments. So who knows what kind of weather we're going to have. And hopefully gets a little chilly, gets a little, just makes it a little uncomfortable for those guys. Hey, sign me the hell up. But the biggest thing is them not having Nico Collins and us trying to find a way to really put the clamps on Diggs and Tank Dell because they can break it back.
Yeah. And it says right here, right now, that Tunsil's listed as questionable.
I think it's because he never practices. That's why. Okay. I don't know if he's not playing or not. Yeah, I think it's like a practice thing more than anything else.
I figured he'll play, but you wonder if he's banged up or anything like that. And then, like you said, this defense, though, they are banged up right now. This defense is riddled.
Mario Edwards Jr. Yeah, Mario Jr. He was their defensive lineman. He got suspended for 4 games for something. So he's another guy that's out too on the defensive line. Sorry.
You're good. And so this Texans defense, right? You're saying they're not as good as they're supposed to. They're missing a lot of pieces to it. This Packers team, I think that our offense is at a point where it's like we're going to score on everybody.
Yeah,
And
I see that.
anybody.
100%.
It doesn't
100%.
matter who you are, right? The Vikings held us in check for a half, and then we made them fucking sweat that second half, right?
Yes.
And so hey, and we're just gonna keep getting better. So I think this game could be a shootout. We'll see if if our defense can force turnovers, and I think that's going to be the big important piece, for wins, especially in big marquee games like this. Packers need to keep winning that turnover battle, giving us a short field, giving us extra opportunities on offense. Right, we scooped up 3 fumbles yesterday.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter whether it's McKinney getting interceptions, Jaw getting interceptions, or us punching the ball out and jumping on that ball. We got to force some turnovers in this game, and I'm looking forward to it, man. I got to make. I think I got to get something special on the menu to eat that day.
I think so too.
But hey, I'm just gonna check out the comment section here one more time before we jump into last words. Soder said earlier, just think what it will be like when Oladapo gets up to speed.
I agree.
You hope it's like another diamond in the rough that they found, and we're just sitting here. How the hell did they do this? How did they pull 3, quality safeties out of the draft? And
if he can come on and just be that hybrid linebacker / safety, I'm just saying, like, we're already an abundance of like safeties right now, right? But I wouldn't say nothing to another one right now at this point. 100%.
Yeah. Caleb was in the house earlier. What's up, Caleb? I'm not sure if you're still there. Caleb says, I might know 2 guys you need to have on the show. Let's tell everybody about Packers Fan Podcast. I have listened to an episode of them, and they're good dudes, and they know the game. And so we'll have to look into them, I think, Amar, and maybe bring them on. That's Caleb is a fan of ours, and he's also listens to that Packers podcast. And so maybe we could get his 2 shows together
Sounds like a plan to me.
Collab.
Hell yeah.
But Soder, his last words here are: run the damn ball, keep the tight ends involved, and let Love pick his spots for the shot. Going to need to score and win the turnover battle to beat the Texans. Love it.
I agree. Yeah. You got to keep plus in the turnover differential. We have to be plus always. I agree with that 100%.
And because I'm thinking to myself, maybe I will do my last words first.
Yeah. Go for it.
All right. This defense has taken some steps forward. All right. I am pumped. The changes, the scheming that we're seeing from Halfley, and keep it going. But here's the thing. I need more from this pass rush. I get it that some of our schemes and game planning might to be keeping some of these Packer or some of these quarterbacks in the pocket, make them beat you with their arm. But I'm ready to see more from Preston Smith. I'm ready to see more from Rashawn Gary, Van Ness. I want more snaps because this defense is a pass rush, I think, away from being a top 5 defense.
Easily.
If we can get this pass rush going on a regular basis and make it scary for quarterbacks, gentlemen, we are ready to have a Super Bowl quality defense, in my opinion. We got playmakers all over the secondary. We have some really athletic linebackers. We just got to figure this pass rush out. That's all I got to say, man, is I think we get this pass rush figured out. This team is going to go from good to elite this season.
All right. Well, I don't know how I'll follow that up with some. That's a pretty good soliloquy right there. I know for me, man, I think just seeing how this off. I know the scuttlebutt on listening to Jason Wilde and listening to other guys is like, oh well, Arizona sucks anyway, so you're supposed to beat them. But you know what? When you play a bad team, you have to beat them, and you have to beat them badly. You just can't just beat them barely, right? Yeah. And that's exactly what they did. They beat the teams they should beat, and they've done it well, and they've done it with their quarterback and without their quarterback. And this is one of those games where not only did they beat them pretty handedly, our defense again came up with turnovers, right? And like you just said, they're doing this without having a true 4-man pass rush. They have to, incorporate a couple more blitzers, things like that.
Yeah.
If Jordan can keep either A, getting lucky with some of these crazy throws, or B, just picking his spots and wheeling and dealing like he's doing, sky's the limit. Honestly, there isn't only defense that I'm not even worried about them. Honestly, is maybe the Saints defense, because they're kind of hit or miss, right? But they have shown to have some issues, like kind of present us with situations and issues. But all in all, like the remainder of our schedule looks pretty good. Like we just have to make sure that the games that we've lost so far have been games where we shot ourselves in the foot. It wasn't because the team outright beat us.
Yeah.
Right. And so same thing here. Like, when Houston does present themselves, because you kind of, CJ Stroud, as amazing as he is, he's still a second-year starter. Yep. He's going to make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And you have to capitalize on those mistakes. And it'll be a fun game. I can't wait.
Yeah. Got to get pressure on him to make him have him make those mistakes. And then Jordan Spears over from Packers on the Rocks, he joined us on Instagram. He commented over here, "This is the game that Narv can't miss any kicks."
I agree.
So just thinking about that, man, that makes me feel like, ooh, that's a lot of pressure. And hey, I just want to say to the listeners, go check out our buddy Jordan. He's a contributor here at Game On Wisconsin, but he's also got his own thing going with Packers on the Rocks. Look up Packers on the Rocks on TikTok and Instagram. Shout out to you there, Jordan. But yeah, that's right. That's something we've been worrying about and talking about. Narvison, it's like he can't miss kicks in those big time games.
100% no.
This is the first really, Minnesota was the first one, big time game, and this is our second one, man. He sort of says Narv not missing is not going to happen.
Hell yeah, no. Gosh. I don't know, man. We're going to wait and see. We're going to wait and see.
All right, man. Hey, thanks for everyone for joining us and throwing us comments on Instagram and over on YouTube. Hey, we've bounced back, right? We avoided we've avoided a lot of big moments already. This season's going in the direction we want it to. Next week is our chance to grab that first marquee win, and man, we'll be back for a post game show after that Texans game, whether we win or
see if we get somebody come with us. See if we get someone come with us. You know,
yeah,
what I'm saying?
We'll bring a guest. We'll have a guest for that one too. We'll make it fun. We'll be handing out our second round of Coasties, our game time awards for the Packers. All right, y'all. We're out of here. We'll see you for that post game. And as always, go Pack, go.
Go Pack.